Right now, let's get a check on that first alert weather day we've been following for you right now. Cold, cold, cold.
And that wind, it's brutal.
Yeah, it's the wind that really makes the difference. It will subside by tonight, so some good news there. And outside of some flurries, we're good for tomorrow. We're milder heading into the weekend. And speaking of the weekend, we do have the potential for some rain on Saturday and then some snow perhaps on Sunday. Still some uncertainty surrounding late Sunday. More on that in just a moment. But beyond Sunday, already giving you the first alert, declaring first alert weather days for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. We're talking about the arrival of Arctic air, the coldest air so far this season. Eventually, wind chill values could go below zero, and then as the wind subsides, the temperature itself could drop to near, if not below zero. So in the meantime, we're getting a break from the cold and the wind. Tomorrow the wind subsides, and by Friday temperatures back, say, up near 40, and we're going to be quite comfortable through the weekend, but also through the weekend it's not going to be entirely dry. So again, coldest air of the season. First alert weather days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Again, a dangerous combination of cold and wind, certainly rivaling what we had to deal with just prior to Christmas. So again, the coldest air so far of the winter season. Right now, looking live from Waterbury, 23 in the Brass City. You can see the flag moving around, sustained wind northwesterly at 13 miles an hour, mainly clear. Looking live from Mystic. Sundown was just about 35 minutes ago as we continue to gain daylight, moving away from the winter solstice. So winds right now sustained up between, say, 5 and 15 miles an hour. So it's creating wind chill values in the single digits across the hills of Litchfield County. Elsewhere, inland teens between 15 and 20 for most spots along the shoreline. So when it comes to our air temperature, we're down several degrees compared to this time yesterday. But by this time tomorrow, we're going to be up a bit, and with the wind much calmer, it's going to feel much, much better. So tomorrow, we're going to start off with some sunshine, and then we've got a warm front, a weak one heading in our direction, basically going to wash out, but it could bring some flurries into southern New England as we head into the later afternoon hours tomorrow. Meanwhile, another area of low pressure is going to be developing offshore, doing so a little too far from Connecticut, a little too late in the game to produce any sort of snow for us as that moves up toward the Gulf of Maine, then towards, say, Nova Scotia. So for Friday, we're going to end the week on a dry and bright note with a light southwesterly flow developing. Temperatures could get close to 40 by Friday. Now for tonight, we're dropping into the mid and upper teens at inland, close to 20 along the shoreline. The wind will be diminishing as we head through the overnight time frame. Tomorrow, a calmer wind, and there's that potential for some late afternoon and evening flurries. Otherwise, temps top out between 30 and 35, upper 20s across the hills of Litchfield County. So heading into the upcoming weekend, Saturday starts dry, increasing cloudiness, and then here are the chances for scattered rain showers. We've been outlining this over the past several days, so we'll continue to keep that in our first alert forecast. Kind of a wet into our Saturday. A little snow could mix in across the higher train of Litchfield County, but this is short-lived. By Sunday morning, we're dry. What happens thereafter is still a bit questionable. Some of our models trying to develop an area of low pressure right along this boundary, close enough to spread some snow here across Connecticut as we head toward and past sunset on Sunday evening. Meanwhile, that's the European model that I just showed you. Here is the American model showing that system developing a little bit farther offshore and away from us to have little to no impact. So we're going to be watching late Sunday very closely for that potential for some light snow. It's not a blockbuster storm by any means. So, of course, the WFSB First Alert weather app, a great way to stay up to date. Meanwhile, highs on Saturday in the 40 to 45 degree range, a couple degrees cooler on Sunday. By Monday, as that Arctic air arrives for MLK Junior Monday, increasing sunshine, but highs only in the 20s. By Tuesday, we'll start off in the single digits and top out in the upper teens and low 20s. And as the wind subsides Tuesday night, early Wednesday, that's when temperatures could drop perhaps close to zero, if not below, in the usual colder spots.
Mark, thank you very much.